right, live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Thursday night. Welcome to the program, Dish Network 219, Pluto TV, Channel 470, also 1029 on Samsung TV Plus. You can catch the show on Distro TV as well as Roku and the Roku channel. Follow us on, of course, as we always ask you to please do so. Like and share on all the socials, including Get Her and the Get Her chat, X, Twitter X, whatever you want to call it, Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, and of course Instagram. And where else are we on? We're on Kick. Kick, yes, do the Kick. We've been getting more people involved on Kick, which is good. Damon's been referencing a few times. I noticed per show, which is good. More people are signing up and enjoying that service as well. We'll be signing it. Well, I guess the streams are going. I just got my notification, so we're live on X, we're live on YouTube, we're live on Rumble and the Rumblers. Slick Rick is here. Kevin Downey Jr. is here. Damon is running late. He should be here for the start of hour number 2. In the meantime, you got me and the two knuckleheads, and we're gonna what do I call? We're gonna be corralling. We're gonna be herding cats to try to get through the first hour. Slick, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good, Rick.
Man, you are looking very Green Goblin-y tonight.
Yes, sir.
Where the heck did you just come from?
What's that?
Where did you come from?
I had a meeting. I had a couple of meetings today. Actually, I had to change my suit from earlier today. But yeah, I had a few meetings, local meetings, Chamber of Commerce, MacArthur Business Alliance, keeping busy.
And you do costume changes before meetings?
I do. I got to keep these people awake.
All right.
You know, got to have fun.
Very good. Interesting choice of shoes.
Yes.
To tease the Getter crowd there. You know what you got to do to make sure you see those, so make sure you do what you do. Tell your friends, log it on, check it out, the Getter chat. Always some great people in there. Kevin Downey Jr. of the Kevin Downey Jr. Show, and of course PJ Media, the radio show. Of course, you can hear daily, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Long Island News Radio. KDJ, how are you, my friend?
I'm groovy, thank you, sir. I'm groovy. I've got a new piece up I'm somewhat proud of at PJ Media called Stand Up America. This is what will happen if Kamala Harris wins. Part 1, Free Speech is Toast Edition. And even worse, I show what's going on in England, and it's coming here, and you're not going to like it. But remember, the more you read, the more bourbon I buy. So head on over to pjmedia.com, s'il vous plaît, and click on Authors in My Mug, and then you'll have it. And I'll talk about it more later, because I think this is a big deal.
All right, very good. So we'll look forward to you introducing everybody to that article. How was your day there, Slick? I know you said you were running around, you had meetings, everything good? Are you getting pumped up? I mean, let's face it. What are we doing? What are we doing? We got the what do you call it?
Yeah, you got a big game tonight. You got the NFL tonight. Start of the NFL season.
Yes.
For those who care. Half our audience doesn't, but half of them do. They love their football. And big game tonight in Arrowhead. I guess no better place. The defending world champions are hosting tonight. The Baltimore Ravens. Should be a fantastic game. We have to pick this game, right, Aaron? I believe, and that game's going to kickoff is in like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
yes,
it's incredible.
So let's. You want to do that now? You want to? Yeah, I guess we should do it now.
Well, no, kickoff is at 8:40. So
okay,
8:40. So we got a little time.
Let's do it when you're doing the sports report.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so that's when we'll do it. Okay, so we'll do the first pick then. In the meantime, what else is going on there, Slick? Anything catching your eye?
Well, U.S. Open is in full force. We have a big semifinal tonight. Francis Tiafoe and Taylor, they're going at it, so I will give you updates on that. We got a little bit of rodeo. We got a couple other stories for you as well. Caitlin Clark records second triple-double, breaks the rookie record. That girl just continues to smash the records and change the game the way it was played. She is, without a doubt, the Michael Jordan of the WNBA, and I'm just saying that in her rookie year, which is amazing. She's going to really transcend that game. And Conor McGregor, well, he teases a run for the Irish presidency, so old Conor may get back in the political ring. Yeah. So I want to get into that story as well.
All right, very good. Yeah, about the Caitlin Clark thing. You see that Cheryl Swoops part of it too?
Yeah. Well.
Oh my goodness! Talk about someone who is just completely. She is. She's a kind of a sour puss.
Oh yeah.
I guess she feels like somebody here who doesn't belong in our game. I don't know what that means.
But she's too good. That's why.
Feel free to figure it out for yourself. Kevin Downey Jr., of course. What's the website? Is it KevinDowneyJrShow.com? Is that it?
KevinDowneyJrShow.com, and that'll lead you to my little radio giggly wiggly, and the PJ Media as well. and we're starting to put up the comedy dates. They're coming back.
All right, very good. Yeah, because you said during the summer you don't really do a lot of comedy shows because people are out doing other stuff, and it's people are on vacations, so it kind of slows down for a bit. But now you get into full gear. Correct?
Now I'm popular again. Oh, and I'll be at Parks Casino September 12th. That's next Thursday. Ooh. Big MAGA show with Terry McNeely and Jessica Colazzo. It'll be a hoot. And Rich Zioli, conservative radio host from the Philly region, he'll be there as well. It's gonna be great.
All right, very good. Anything catch your attention today?
Oh my God! I wrote the breaker, as we say at PJ Media, for Hunter Biden taking some weird plea I've never heard of. Did you hear that?
Yeah. Oh. He's decided he's going to take a plea.
I heard that too.
It was an elf on plea or something.
Yeah, elf on the shelf plea.
Yeah, the judge said that ain't going to work. So he went back and talked to his lawyers and said, all right, so we're just going to plead guilty. So Hunter Biden is now officially pleading guilty to 9 tax charges, 3 of them felonies. Keep in mind, he was busted for 3 other felonies for buying a gun while he was hyped up on the electric Kool-Aid, as we used to say back in Hell's Kitchen in the 80s. That's crack cocaine. And he's got 3 felonies there. This will be 6 felonies for the man and 6 misdemeanors. So he's got them matched up. Of course, the old man, President Fingerdiddle himself, Joe Biden, said, I will not, Sam I am, pardon my son. I'm telling you right now, there's not this cat doesn't spend a day in prison.
Yeah.
The old man's going to bail him out, or he's working on a little something that I want to talk about later, a little conspiracy thing I've got going about how he's working with Kamala, Joe Biden working with Kamala to hand her the presidency if she promises to let Hunter go.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's kind of a conspiracy that I've had as well. As soon as we saw him step down from campaigning, it was like, well, this is just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Because now it's going to be like, well, it's almost like when you know you're about to quit a job. You kind of check out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's face it, for the last 3.5 years, he's kind of checked out anyway.
Yep.
But now it's official. Now he knows he's not coming back. He's got an end date. And it's like, why do I even bother? Right?
Let me ask you this. Let me throw this in.
All right.
U.S. Steel was in trouble. And a Japanese company called Nippon Steel said, we will buy you and we'll keep you in business. And you can keep all your union jobs and everything's going to be great. Joe Biden said last night, I believe, I'm going to squash this deal because I don't like it, which would kill Kamala's chances in Pennsylvania, which there's no road to victory for her that doesn't go through PA.
Right
now, he's got Kamala by the non-binary underpanties, and he could say, I'm going to just give them the $15 billion they need to keep them afloat and keep them an American company and keep it home. He could do that. And that might hand her Pennsylvania. And he could say, well, I'll do it, but you got to let Hunter go.
Yeah, I'll do that, and I'll step aside. But here's what I want from you. It's all negotiations, right?
Yes.
This is how these people work. It's what's in it for me. That's all they care about. He's now more focused probably on his legacy, which whatever that might look like, because that's completely, let's face it, that should be in tatters at this point.
Yep.
But he's of the mind of, he's so self-centered. He's like, no, I'm still great. People still love me. Nobody really likes him. So he figures, you know what? I'm going to hold this over their heads, like you said. Like when it came time for him to step aside, I think there were major negotiations going on.
Yep.
Of course, Obama threatened the 25th Amendment. We heard that from some sources, that he was the one that kind of leveled the field with him, basically. And he probably came back and be like, all right, you know what? You go there, no problem. I'll step aside. We'll give it to Kamala. Then he'd probably pull Kamala aside and be like, oh, by the way, if you want my endorsement, and I'll do it, here's what I need from you. Bang, 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 bang. Here's the size of the check that I want. Here's the book deal you're going to arrange for me. Here's this I'm going to get. Here's that I'm going to get. And nobody in my family is going to spend a day, not even an hour in court, dealing with going to prison.
And you know what? I think he's working in a little future deal here, too. Because remember, Hunter and Uncle Jim, they're looking at bribery charges. They're looking at possible traitorous things that they've done.
Right.
And now, how's he going to clear that slate? There's a way to do it, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's called a presidential pardon.
Can you do it for things you haven't been charged with?
Of course.
I think you can.
Yes,
yeah.
you can. For any past and future crime. I think that's how they word it too. It's the craziest thing. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't have the exact verbiage in front of me, but I'm sure if we can probably look it up and find out and see what they can kind of get away with, because I think that's what did in Hunter's deal in the beginning, when they said not only are we going to get him off of this, anything that he might be charged with in the future, he's not going to be charged with. I think that's what got his first deal blown up.
Yep, that means he could have illegally killed someone.
Right.
Yeah, he can't charge me.
Yep. I got presidential immunity. I got immunity.
Yep. Immunity.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of horse trading goes on. And plus, and I've said this before too, because outside of Joe, there is no Biden. There's no Biden brand.
There's nothing.
Right? Because
nothing.
Nobody else is in politics. Nobody else can wield that kind of power or influence. Once he is out, that's it. The money just dries up. Mm-hmm. There is no comeback kid at 82, 83 years old.
Right. And I don't see how Hunter makes a living once the old man buys the farm.
Exactly.
Once he gives up the ghost. So I think he's looking for, like you said, a book deal. People aren't even thinking about that. But I promise you there's a book deal.
Oh, there's always a book deal.
Yeah.
That's how they launder money.
Yes.
Is through book deals.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it? And I believe there was a book company, and I'm not sure which company it was, but I could look it up because it's the book company that gave Barack Obama $65 million, I believe.
Oh.
I believe they were also gifted from the federal government about $65 million during the COVID thing.
What do you know?
Mere shekels.
And what a surprise.
Yes.
What do you know?
Yeah, we're going to take this check over here and bring it over here.
Yeah.
This is what I've read. I don't have it in front
agreement.
of me, but that's kind of what we've heard. That's what happens. These things, let's face it, nobody's buying books from Jill Biden. No. Nobody's bought books from Joe Biden. And meanwhile, they've had these book deals in the past. Nobody buys these books, but it's a way for them to launder the money.
And Netflix gave gave the Bamster, I think, $100 million to come up with content.
Yes.
And the content they've come up with since Obama left was a documentary about Big Mike. That's what they came up with. That's how they've done.
Whoa.
But they got $100 million for that.
Yeah, that, and they liked his notes for that movie about, the end of the world, I guess.
Yep.
That takes place in Long Island. So, whatever. Anyhow, so there we are.
Right.
Kicking off the start. We've got a bunch of stuff we got to go through. Let's see. We've got updates on the Georgia shooter. Merrick Garland issuing a press release regarding those prosecution. The Russia hoax is back.
Part 3.
Yep, part 3. So we'll talk about that. And like I said, we got a whole lot of stuff to get through. Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice. Stay there. All right, we're live in the chat. Live in the chat. Oddsmakers coming up. So now, Aaron, for Oddsmakers.
What?
Oh, hi. Sorry.
But your dad's not coming on tonight, right? It's tomorrow.
No. He's coming on tomorrow night for the last segment.
Gotcha. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it's only going to be you and Slick picking for tonight.
Yeah, just me and Slick.
All right. Do we know? Do you want to let on who you're picking or no?
No.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. So Oddsmakers coming up with Slick Rick in the sports segment, which is coming up in the next segment.
It's electric.
Get Lauren back in here. I like when she's upset and angry.
Lauren's here.
Good.
I think we have to get the game on here. Big D got to get the game on. Where's Big D now playing volleyball?
Ooh, did you hear the shooter's dad?
Yes, I got that
Oh,
story.
really?
Yep.
All right, good.
That guy,
that
there's something
story.
about that dude. I don't know what it is.
What dude?
the shooter's father.
Why, have you seen him?
No. There's just something to him.
What do you mean there's something to him? What have you...
You're talking about the shooter that tried to shoot Trump?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh.
All right.
No, we're talking about the
Dude,
Georgia
lighten
high
up,
school.
man. Lighten up. Lay low, buddy.
No, man. Like,
on.
what did you hear? Because all I see is this.
Oh, no. I thought you were talking about something else.
No.
Bouncing around all over the place. You got all day. No, a minute.
About a minute.
Minute change.
All right. All right, about 30 seconds. I got to jump in the chats here. Hold on. Let me reboot. Beady beady boop. Boop boop boop. I know, not an exciting first break. I get it. Live in Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Thursday night. If you're just tuning in, Damon's going to be joining us at the top of the second hour. Slick Rick is here, of course, with sports. We'll be doing the first pick of the 2024-25 NFL football season. The Oddsmakers coming up in just a few moments. Kevin Downey Jr. is here as well. Breaking news, though, and not sure if you guys caught this. We were just starting to talk about it. Georgia high school shooting suspect, not only has he been named, the 14-year-old teen suspect, his name is Colt Gray, and they actually put out a picture of him. Of course, it's a picture that makes him look like just some innocuous, little pudgy teenage kid.
Of course.
They don't show him what he really looked like yesterday. Or in the days leading up. This story breaking, I got this from CBS News, among others. The father of Colt Gray, the teen suspect in the Appalachia high school shooting, has been arrested. Believe it or not, the Georgia Bureau of Investigations announced earlier today that Colin Gray, 54, is being charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of second-degree murder, and 8 counts of cruelty to children, according to Georgia Bureau of Investigation, also known as GBI. His son, a student at the high school, allegedly killed 4 people, 2 students, 2 teachers, when he opened fire on the school in Georgia yesterday morning. 9 others were wounded and hospitalized, but all are expected to survive. Police and federal agents are investigating if the weapon used in the shooting, described by officials as an AR-style weapon, was purchased by the teen's father as a gift for his son in December of 2023, which is, let's face it, less than a year ago, according to 4 federal law enforcement sources close to the investigation. In May of last year, the suspect and his father were both interviewed by the Jackson County Sheriff's Office after the FBI received tips about online posts threatening a school shooting. Hey, just a big hint to the FBI. When somebody threatens a school shooting, maybe you should do more than just, have a sweet little conversation with them and give them a go-gurt and then let them on their way. Chances are, when they're posting stuff like this, you probably need to do some follow-ups. I don't know. Am I nuts? Because it always seems like, the FBI knew about these people, but they didn't do anything about it, and we see what happens.
Here's what we see a lot. He was on our radar.
Yeah.
And then nothing. But as you pointed out, the feds came to see the family and say, hey, what's with these things? You're going to shoot up the school. And the father says, nah, there's no guns. I've got guns, but they're locked up. And then a couple months later, he goes, hey, son, come on, I'm going to buy you a gun.
Yeah.
Even though you said you're going to shoot up a school, I'm going to buy you a gun. So, you know what? Bravo for charging the parents. This happened in Michigan, too. Not too far from Detroit. Some kid shot up a school, and his parents should have seen it coming, and I think they got nailed for manslaughter.
Right.
because they left a gun out, and it might have been the kid's gun, but it was a handgun. You can't, if you're a kid in Michigan, you can't have a handgun.
Right.
So, you know what? This could turn things around. But let me ask you this, gentlemen.
All right.
We know that the federal government has experimented with various types of drugs on various people.
Yes.
We know that they know that certain drugs might make certain people do certain bad things. Do we think maybe the feds know these will cause mass shootings so they can take away our guns like they did in Australia after a mass shooting in 1996? Is that the plan?
I don't know. That's a good question. But let's face it, every time we see something like this, it usually reverts back to, like you're saying, the FBI having some type of peripheral involvement. You know, whether it's an investigation that received tips. Here, they actually interviewed both the father and the suspect. They were interviewed May of last year. So it makes you wonder. It's like, well, what kind of questions did you ask? Like, did you ask to see? I mean, did you do any follow-ups whatsoever? Have you talked to anybody since that May interview? Have you followed up with the parents? Have you talked to have you just kind of paid attention, or is it you're too busy looking at moms who are upset about their daughters being raped in elementary school that you're like, you know what? Those moms, forget the guy with the gun. Those moms are out of sorts, and we got to make sure we keep them in check. Or maybe you're too busy paying attention to who goes to church. I don't know what the FBI is up to, but obviously, when it comes down to actually preventing crime, it doesn't look like they're doing a very good job. I'm just going to throw that out. I don't know for sure, but you know, we keep seeing things like this. It doesn't look too good.
Yeah, it's and I believe the shooting in Florida, he was on our radar.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of things here I don't get. How come they never stop him before the shooting?
Right.
Have we ever seen hey, he was on our radar and we stopped this guy?
No, we never hear about that.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
There could be one out there. I would not know.
Well, there you have it. That's the breaking news coming out of Georgia. Again, the father of the high school shooting suspect has been arrested. So we'll see what comes of that. In the meantime, it's time for Oddsmakers and Sports with Slick Rick. Oh, my goodness. I can tell Aaron and Lauren are very jazzed up and ready to go. She's
ready.
Very, very impatient. She wants to hit that button, get the intro going. Sports brought to you by Mike Lindell's MyPillow. Go to mypillow.com. Make sure to use our code LFS6B at checkout and take advantage of some great prices, great stuff, and you get a free LFS6B t-shirt. Take it away, Slick.
All right. Well, we got the odds makers tonight, opening of the NFL season 2024, and this is the 105th NFL season, believe it or not. Long time. Yeah, I remember the first one when I was a kid. Yeah, so good stuff tonight. Arrowhead Stadium, right? GEHA Stadium. We got Pat Mahomes, Travis Kelce. I don't know if there was a Swiftie spotting. Hopefully not.
Oh, my
God. There was.
Oh, please.
Where's the odds maker open? You got that? Are we going to play that?
I mean, I can, yeah.
Okay, do it. Come on, it's like the kickoff of the season.
Delgado's on control. He's pushing buttons already.
All right, let's go.
Here we go. Now it feels good.
Yeah, it's true.
Right?
It does. There we go. All right.
Oh.
So I set the stage. Arrowhead Stadium, defending Super Bowl champions, taking on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Aaron, ladies first. I'm going to let you make your pick.
Alrighty, well, I am going to go with the Chiefs tonight. I think they're trying to erase what happened in the preseason already. They went 0-3, but again, that wasn't because of first teams, obviously. They did get their runs, they got their reps, and they did look good. It was obviously the second and third teams that made them lose, but I still think that they have a good chance, and I feel like Lamar Jackson, I don't know, I didn't pay too much attention to the Ravens in the preseason, but they do have a lot to replace on both sides of the balls. They're running with 3 new offensive linemen to the team tonight, so I'm interested to see how that goes, but I do think the Chiefs are going to win it at home.
Yeah, and they're laying 3 at home. I have to agree with you, Aaron. Although there's a lot been written about the Ravens, this is their year to show out and prove that they're the team to beat. They want to be. A lot of people are looking at them as possible contenders for the Super Bowl championship. I've even heard the Jets floated around. Let's not get crazy, but I think. The Chiefs are going for a historical mark. They would be the first team in NFL history to do a three-peat. No team in NFL history has won 3 Super Bowl championships. championships. The Dallas Cowboys came close, a couple other teams as well, but winning two, but just couldn't get that third one done. I like the Chiefs defense because I had them in my fantasy league, so I kind of got to root for them tonight. They got a great front. The cornerbacks are looking good. They got their receivers signed. I think they're going to be a tough out. I do think they'll have a good game. Their audience is all fired up with Swifty. So, Aaron, I'm going to ride with you on that one. I'm going with the Chiefs. I'm glad they can still call themselves the Chiefs. Isn't that nice? I mean, because if they make them change their name, then I think we're going to have to start talking to the fire department, right? The fire department can't have Chiefs anymore because, hey, come on, that's racist.
And you can't go to the deli and say, hey, Chief, what do you need?
Oh, no. Yeah.
Right?
I don't like when people call me Chief anyway, but that's another story for a different decade. But good stuff. So, Chiefs and Chiefs, Rick. Big D's not here to make a pick. And tomorrow night, we'll have our guest on where we'll start. But Aaron and I have to kick off the unofficial start of the NFL season with our pick tonight, or it wouldn't be an Oddsmakers. So, with that, it's a wrap for sports. Thanks, Rick.
All right. So, there you have the first Oddsmakers of the 2024-25 season. We'll come back. We'll do some actual sports so Rick can get a couple of scores in, a couple stories, and, of course, more with Kevin Downey Jr. as well. We got some more news, and Damon will be joining us at the top of the 9 o'clock hour, so hang tight. Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice. Stay there.
The YouTube chat is now producing live from Studio 6B. Because Aaron, Big D, told the chat that he picked the Ravens. Yep.
Yeah.
Big
He picked
D.
the Ravens.
Yeah, he's taking the 3. He likes to take the dogs, Big D.
Yeah,
so
he always
we'll
does.
see.
I kinda saw that
It'd be nice if
coming,
he gave us a
honestly.
heads up prior to the show, but all right, no
Right,
problem.
yeah,
We got the YouTube folks letting us know, so thank you for that. Those in YouTube, geez, who let us know in YouTube?
And I feel like he's
Buzzard.
always going to go against us anyway.
Yep, always. Buzzard of 207. Big D said Ravens, so thank you for that. J.C. Walker, he's got the Chiefs. And rain delay at the Chiefs game. Oh, wow. What
Really?
even is, yeah,
They don't play in rain?
Ruby
Oh, my
Ivy
God.
says, what even is that? She's right
Oh, my
about
God,
that,
they
Ruby.
get soft.
Rain delay.
Yeah,
Rain delay.
I saw the
They play in the
840.
snow.
Well, no, you got to realize.
Yeah, but that's you know.
It could be thunder though, and lightning, and that's when they
Ooh.
will hold the game. Yeah,
right.
they get some wicked weather there in Missouri.
Wait, but they're on the field now doing the national anthem.
Oh, okay. Who's singing? Taylor Swift? No.
I have no idea who it is.
Well, then it's not a delay if it's 8:28 and the game kicks off at 8:40, right?
Yeah. Well, normally it kicks off. They usually kick the games off at 8:20, but I guess they or 8:15, 8:20, 8:15.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was 8:20 tonight.
Well, that would be
But maybe
right.
that's tomorrow.
Maybe
that's tomorrow.
We have no idea. They're playing football in Brazil tomorrow night. That snuck up on me. I mean, it's just crazy, right?
Are we going to pick that tomorrow, I guess, before Oddsmakers at the end of the show?
Well, I think it's good that we pick it for the show. So the answer is going to be I think we should do that. But
That's what I felt, too.
Yeah, but our guest could stick with. And we announced the guest your dad tomorrow night, right?
Yep.
All right, so your dad, I would just tell him stick to the weekend games, college or NFL, 4 games Saturday or Sunday or that's good. I like that format. 3 games wasn't enough, so good stuff there.
Yeah, 4 is good. He already has his games picked.
Yep, NFL.
But he
Oh
won't
yeah.
tell
Do you
me.
know what they are?
No.
He's
well,
not
I know
gonna tell
what
you?
I know 3 of them, but he did not tell me what he was picking. He
Oh
refused.
God! And then we got the Monday night game, right? Uh-oh.
Yes.
Was that part of we're picking, or we're going to pick
No,
that
I think we
standalone?
should just pick that standalone, right?
Okay, I agree. Yeah, the weeknight games should be standalone games
Well,
that
you know
and
what?
I play.
If that's
Yeah.
the
and
case,
and Big D.
maybe your dad should pick the Monday night game too tomorrow.
No.
No, because isn't that going to
Well,
affect
everyone
the
has to
overall
pick 4,
numbers
then
at
it's
the
not
end of the
fair.
season?
In theory, yes, but no.
Because then if the chat team loses by like 1 game, they're gonna be like, we didn't get to pick Monday night's game. You guys always picked Monday without us. So
We'll have to
I'm
work
just
that
throwing
out.
it out there.
Yeah, we'll work that out.
What do I know?
We'll figure
No, you're
it
bringing
out.
up a good point, Rick.
All right, live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Thursday night. Kevin Downey Jr. is here. Slick Rick is here. He's got some more sports, so let's continue on. They did the first Oddsmakers of the season. Both Aaron and Slick are going with the Chiefs tonight. Now, are you taking the points? How does that work?
I am laying the points. I'm laying chalk. I'm taking the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are home, and they're favored by 3. So myself and Aaron are laying chalk. Big D, though, had chimed in the chat and had let the YouTube audience, not me personally. Look, did he text me? No. So he let the audience know that he's going to be taking the Ravens tonight, so he's riding against us, that's good TV. We shall see what happens. We'll keep an eye on that, and I'll get you updated. Which game is supposed to kick off in about 10 minutes, so we'll let you know. I'm sure some folks got the game on as well, and there's a lot of people that are not watching the game, and then there's people in the closet that watch it but tell you they don't. You know how it is.
Now, did you hear the rumor that the Travis Kelce, what's her name, Taylor Swift relationship?
Yeah, it's on the rocks, right?
No, that it's set to expire on September the 28th. According to paperwork from a PR firm that I guess runs Travis Kelce's, takes care of him, it's set to expire on September the 28th, and they're talking about how they're going to manage it after it's announced that they've decided to go their separate ways.
But she's there at the game tonight. Why would she?
Because it's on September 28th.
Yeah, okay,
it's 3 weeks.
Well, I don't.
They still got 3 weeks of loving bliss.
This sounds like a Delgado theory.
It's not. Aaron, did you hear the same thing?
Yes, I did hear the same thing because I saw a little bit of what the paperwork was. I zoomed in on it, and it was a media plan post Travis Kelce Taylor Swift breakup set for September 28th.
Yeah.
So I guess how they're ever going to play it in the media.
Whether he should make an announcement, immediately after or wait for it to die down. They were discussing
Which
that.
I think it brings it to almost exactly a year from when they went public with their relationship. Because I think it went public last September. So that's pretty interesting.
That is interesting.
So
now that half our audience is tuned out.
Yeah, right.
See, but what's funny is, again, you don't know what to believe because we've heard this stuff where, you've heard stories, rumors like, Tom Cruise always has all his marriages arranged for him through his Scientology church, and how the PR firms and the agencies they work to make sure, because they got to keep their people in the public eye. Like they got to keep them popular.
That's true.
How do you get them popular if they're not doing anything in particular? Well, you got to get them in the news. How do you do that? A new relationship with somebody else famous, and that's how it works. I don't know why they would have to put these two together. They're both kind of. She's kind of huge. People have heard of her.
She doesn't need anybody.
He's always loved Taylor Swift, though. He said that in videos and stuff in years past, that he always had a crush on her. So I don't deny that part, but I am a little confused about this whole media setup thing because it did seem pretty real in the beginning, and I still feel like it might be, but.
We'll find out.
Could be a
or maybe
remake
they're just going to go less public now. I don't know. Maybe they'll just keep it private.
Right.
Or, the next day she could do a remake of the Stylistics classic Breakup to Makeup, right?
Yeah,
you never know.
Could be.
Right.
Let's face it. And plus, now what does this do? If this story comes out, because now what happens? The story is out. People are going to know the 28th. What do? Do they stay together an extra month and then break up and be like, see, we just kind of, things were getting a little rough and blah.
Things are getting rough, yeah. Multi-gazillionaires. That's rough. We couldn't pay our electric bill. We're fighting over money.
I was having trouble.
Who didn't walk the dog?
I was having trouble getting jet fuel for my private plane to get to another game.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what else you got in sports?
Well, we got to go to the U.S. Open women's semifinals. Don't sleep on these ladies. They're incredible athletes. I absolutely love women's tennis. I think it's one of the most exceptional things in sports. And we got Aryna Sabalenka taking on Emma Navarro. Aryna is the world number 2 right now. Good match. She won the first set, but 6-3, and Emma Navarro has won the second set. So we will see. We'll keep an eye on that. Jessica Pegula, world number 6. Her parents own the Buffalo Bills, by the way. She's taking on Carolina Muchova. So that's in the Arthur Ashe Stadium as well. So good tennis in Queens tonight. And we'll, again, keep you updated on that. Let's get to the Major League Baseball score because it's heating up now. We got wild card implications and division titles on the line. 3 weeks to go in the season. Phillies right now blanking the Marlins 5-0, top of the 7th. Bottom 6, Pirates over the Nationals 7-3. Rockies lead the Braves 2-1, top of the 6th. Rangers over the Angels 3-0, top second. Cincinnati Reds blanked the Astros 1-0 earlier today in Cincy. Twins over the Rays 4-3. Mariners down the Athletics 6-4. Giants nipped the Diamondbacks 3-2. Tigers Padres coming up at 8:40 as well. We got and then in WNBA action, the Liberty is beating the Storm 68-61. 6 minutes to go there in the fourth. I want to start tracking the Liberty because we're getting down to the wire there too. Playoffs will be starting soon, so very exciting over there. One quick story I'd like to get to: Conor McGregor teases run for Irish presidency. I'm the only logical choice. Kind of sounds like what's going on in this country, doesn't it? It sounds familiar, this story, boys. Listen up. Dylan Gwynn of Breitbart here. UFC fans anxiously await the next time Conor McGregor enters the combat sports arena. However, the Irish MMA legend seems to be signaling an entrance into a different political arena. The former champ took to X on Thursday and laid out what reads like a contract that with the Irish voter should he be elected to lead their country. As president, I hold the power to summon the Irish House of Representatives as well as dissolve it, McGregor wrote. So, as I said before, I would have all the answers the people of Ireland seek from these thieves of the working man, these disruptors of the family unit, these destructors of small business, and on and on and on. So, story goes on to say these charlatans in their positions of power would be summoned to answer to the people of Ireland, and I would have it done by day end, or I would be left with no choice but to dissolve the Irish the dialogue, as they call it, entirely. Stop the train until the people of Ireland deserve the answers they seek. Point blank, this would be my power as president. I know very well Ireland needs an active president employed wholly by the people of Ireland. It is me. I am the only logical choice. 2025 is upcoming. So, yeah, well, he makes good logical answers, but I think it's going to be an awfully difficult lift, but I'm rooting for him. McGregor has not fought since breaking his leg in the third bout of his trilogy with American Dustin Poirier in July of 2021. Wow, it's been over 4 years. 3 years, excuse me. He was scheduled to fight Michael Chandler in June. However, McGregor broke his toe during training and had to withdraw. While no firm date has been set, many believe McGregor and Chandler will finally do battle in January. But who knows? He may do battle for the election. I think a lot of people would vote for him. Yeah. I really do. I mean, a buddy of mine just came back from Ireland. He was there a couple of weeks ago, and he told me, you would not believe the socialism that is going on in Ireland and the illegal immigrants. And I mean, he saw it firsthand. And he was in all the different cities, Dublin, what have you. And he said, it is bad, almost as bad as here. But, yeah, and that's the wrap in sports, Rick. Back to you.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Slick. And again, Slick Rick Sports brought to you by Mike Lindell's MyPillow. Use our code LFS6B at checkout and save yourself a ton of money. And also get that free Live from Studio 6B t-shirt. All you got to do is send us your receipt. Prove that you used our code at checkout. You talk about Ireland and what's been going on there. And yeah, well, all you got to do is pop on X or Twitter, and you'll see stuff that it's dumb. I'm dumbfounded by what's happening there in the UK and Scotland. They're being overrun. They're being, what's the word I'm looking for? Replaced. That's the word.
That is the word.
Replaced.
And if you don't think, folks, that Islam is involved in the New World Order, as Slick was saying, there's some pretty bad stuff, and both Ricks were saying bad stuff going on in Ireland. Ireland hoisted the Palestinian flag over their capital about 2 months ago to show solidarity with Hamas. That's the people who were raping and killing Jewish people on October 7th. And so they, in solidarity with Palestine, they hoisted that flag up, which tells you Ireland has fallen to the New World Order.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time now. Let's just say the next leprechaun you see might not have red hair and pink Irish skin. And I'll leave it at that.
He might be wearing a suit like this, though. That could be.
And don't be surprised if goats go screaming in the other direction, too.
Yeah. From the river to the sea, those goats will scream.
Yeah. That's amazing because of all places, you wouldn't think. And again, maybe this is, naive of me to say this, but you wouldn't think a place like Ireland. Ireland? Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of a weird thing to think about. Even just a few years ago, to think, oh, they're gonna completely capitulate to the lunatic Muslim fanatics over there.
Well,
but it's happening.
Yeah,
and it's And when I see some of this stuff online, about their elected officials, it's their elected officials who are doing it to them.
Yep.
And that's the part that I think boggles my mind the most. The people that will actively do things that will cause their own demise. They're they're steering the ship straight into the iceberg because they think, well, this is okay. I don't want to offend the iceberg by turning in the other direction.
Exactly.
It's the craziest stuff I've ever seen.
And you know what? These people, these Irish politicians, and even the politicians here voting for it, they somehow think they're going to have a seat at the table.
Yeah.
No.
And they're not.
No.
Anyone who's read a book on communism knows you've got your your useful idiots, and you let them do the street fighting, and then you shoot them.
Yeah.
Because they've proven themselves to be dangerous or violent, so you got to shoot them. Excuse me. So these people, the politicians go, well, if I just play along, maybe I'll get to live in my... No, your kids are going to be killed. They're going to be killed. Now, folks, right now, there's a tremendous amount of sexual assault and stabbings going on in the UK. A minority of the nation is committing a majority of the crimes all over Europe. More than 50% of the gang rapes in Germany are committed by asylum seekers, and they don't realize. Look how bad it is now. Wait until those numbers get up to like 50-50. 50% asylum seeker, 50% actual natural-born German. What do you think is going to happen? One of those two is going to disappear in a generation or two.
Yeah.
That's the game plan. That's the globalists. That's the New World Order. And that's coming here if you don't get your green-haired sister-in-law to shut up and vote for Trump.
Yeah.
How'd you know I had a sister-in-law with green hair?
that matched his suit.
Don't we all?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, it's the craziest thing because, again, you see these politicians, and it's the politicians. And what did I see the other day? They arrested a teacher because he's not going along with the gender thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because he won't preach it to his students.
Yep.
So they came and arrested him in front of his family. This is bonkers. This is exactly what you're talking about when you talk about their steps to kind of infiltrate a country.
Yeah.
With this kind of ideology, and it's all subversive, right? They attacked the schools, they attacked the family structure, they attacked everything from the inside.
Yes. As mentioned in the 45 goals of communism to topple a nation without firing a shot, which was entered into our Congress in 1963, everything Rick just said is true. Go after the family unit. Take over the schools, add communist curriculum. Take over Hollywood, which they've done. And folks, remember, there's a kid up in New England. He wore a shirt to school that said, there are only two genders. And they sent him home.
Yeah.
And he came back the next day or a couple weeks later, and he wrote, the shirt said, there are only, and it said, censored. And they sent him home for that. And it went to court.
I love this kid.
I love too.
I love him.
It went to court, and the judge said, no, you lose. You can't wear that shirt. It offends people. And a judge, I kid you not, in California, a little girl who's like 5, maybe 7, drew a picture. It said, Black Lives Matter, and she wrote any lives. And she drew pictures of 4 children, one of whom was like this 4 various shades of skin color, and gave it to a Hispanic girl. And her mom saw it and said, this is offensive. And it went down to court. And the court said, as a child, that little girl does not have First Amendment protection. She can't do that, and she was punished.
That is insane. But that's what we're dealing with. That's how important this election is.
Yep, it's here now, and it's going to get worse.
Yeah, much worse. All right. Hopefully that scared the pants off you. If you're thinking, oh, maybe I'm not going to vote. You're going to vote. Get out there. Vote early, vote often. We'll be back. Stay there. Man, oh man, that's insanity.
Yeah.
I hope that's not the end of that court case there, Kev.
What happened to freedom?
Oh, it is. Yeah, the kid with the T-shirt lost, and the little
No, but
girl,
I mean they can appeal that, go to a higher court.
Yeah, good luck.
they did, and I think that. Let me check. I think the appeal.
That's the kind of stuff that has to end up at the Supreme Court to smack all these lower courts down, because that's expression. And I'm sorry, but according to the Constitution, there's no age range that you're allowed to have free speech.
Absolutely, but this judge, he said, no, it's too young. You don't have First Amendment rights. But the teacher punished her, too. She didn't get to draw pictures for 2 weeks, had to sit in the corner, all of these.
Oh, my God.
And let's face it, 6 years ago, 10 years ago, if I had a T-shirt that said all lives matter, I would have been Mr. Wokey Pants.
Yeah.
Now I'm a racist.
Yep.
That is crazy. Oh, good. Greta Thunberg got arrested.
Oh, did she really?
Who cares?
What'd she do? Dye her hair blonde?
Did we talk about that last night?
I think
no,
so.
she's protesting the Jews. Yeah, I thought we did.
Oh, yeah, we did, yeah.
Doing a little Jew hate, and the cops come along.
Ridiculous. Now people are talking
Aaron,
smack.
do we have whatever clips I didn't use from last night? Do you remember what they, you know what, 5 and 6? Oh, right. Thank you.
Hey.
Yeah, we played that. Yeah.
Oh, do you have Biden saying the Inflation Reduction Act should have been called something else?
You know what? I saw that and I didn't send it. I feel like he said that before.
Do you want me to send these things if I get them?
Yeah.
Who do I send them to?
Send them to Fran and Aaron.
Oh, do you guys have email? How do I do that?
No, you just
Okay.
you just send it to him.
Just think real hard.
Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Thursday night. Thank you for joining us. Kevin Downey Jr. is here from Kevin Downey Jr. Radio Show. You can catch all of his stuff. Find his online home, KevinDowneyJr.radio.com. Right?
Kevin Downey Jr. Show.
Kevin Downey Jr. Show.com. That's his online home. And, of course, Slick Ricky will have some more sports in just a little bit, celebrating the kickoff of the 2024-25 NFL football season. Oddsmakers.
Thank you, Howard.
We just did the first one. it was pretty cool. I saw how excited you were.
Yes.
I'm green with envy there, Slick.
Just underway. We're just underway.
Hey, I don't know if you guys caught this, but let's talk about the big thing coming up, the election, because this is, I guess we say it every 4 years, the most important election in our lifetime. And there are a few things I guess we should probably be paying attention to that are happening regarding the election. One of which is, certain people coming out for certain candidates. We're seeing that happen. But this happened actually yesterday. This is California Democrat Gloria Romano. I believe I'm saying her name correct. She has decided that the Democrat Party, Romero, is no longer her Democrat Party. Believe it or not. Yes, another one has decided to walk away. She's an elected official currently in office. Now, we don't know how long for, because they'll probably make a move to get her thrown out of office. But she has decided that this is the time. She cannot do this anymore. I guess she's starting to see the writing on the wall that the Democrat Party is not really a Democrat Party. It's more of the Communist Party, with some of the things that they're going after, what they're trying to do to people, how they're trying to silence and censor, and basically top-down, crushing regulations and laws to shut people up, shut people down, and control every aspect of your life. And to her, I guess that's been enough. Here's cut number 5. You can see it and hear it for yourself. Check this out.
In this Capitol behind me, I served as both Senate Democratic Caucus Chair and the Senate Majority Leader. But today I say goodbye. Adios. I've had enough. I am now another near lifelong Democrat who is joining the growing number of people, including key groups like Latinos, who are leaving the Democratic Party. This is not the Democratic Party that I once championed. I do not recognize it anymore, and I cannot continue. I changed my voting registration today as the sun was rising to Republican, which has, under Donald Trump, become the champion of working people, the big tent. And indeed, I will vote for Donald Trump this fall.
Yeah, so there you have it. Another convert, as they say. We've seen it happening. It's it's not an anomaly now. It seems like, right?
No,
I used to be one.
Yeah,
I was a big New York City Democrat.
Yeah.
And I learned a while ago, but I realized it takes some people longer. And for those of you thinking of jumping ship, do it. I mean, we're not going to make fun of you for too long, but there might be no, seriously, it's time to do it. The Democrat Party is now the party of communism. And I spend my days and my nights writing and talking about this. I don't see how people don't. I mean, I'm glad she saw it. Now, what was her name? Do you have her name again?
Gloria Romero.
Okay, so she's probably Hispanic or Latino. Okay.
Yep.
Because I noticed. Now, does this bother you? You have a little Spanish blood in you yourself.
Yes, I do.
Now, this drives my lovely Puerto Rican fiance insane when she's talking to a white person and they have an accent when they say the word Latino. And she says, what kind of Mel Blanc garbage was that? Like, was that supposed to be a Puerto Rican accent or a Mexican or Guatemalan?
broad brush.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, what kind of can do you think you are? Puerto Rican, Mexican, which one?
Toucan.
Yeah. So no, you know what? It's actually kind of funny. I laugh at it because they're phony when they do stuff like that. Like you see it on news, the newscasters.
Yeah.
They'll be talking perfect English. They'll get to an Hispanic word or name, and they'll be like, and over in the California Capitol, Gloria Romero decided to, and they continue on. It's like they have to roll their R's. They have to do certain things to their inflection. It's almost like they become a Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris hybrid.
Yeah. But you'll never hear someone say, "Oh, I bought a new motorcycle. What kind? Kawasaki."
Right.
You got a nice rocket.
A Toyota. Well, you might hear that from Mad Dog because he can't pronounce Toyota. But you won't hear that. You won't hear the strong R where there should be an L from some of those. Over in some other people that we announced, what was it? Liz Cheney. She decided she's voting Democrat. Because, well, there's too much freedom and liberty and uncensorship on the conservative side. She needs to go back to the totalitarian days of her dad, Big Dick Cheney. So she's making that move. And now we hear that John McCain's son has endorsed Kamala Harris. Yes, this coming from NBC News. John McCain's son is endorsing Kamala Harris as he hits Trump over Arlington Cemetery incident. What incident, you ask? Well, it's of course Donald Trump showing up to the memorial for the soldiers that died at Abbey Gate. Jimmy McCain, the son of the late Arizona Senator John McCain, said Donald Trump's action at the military cemetery prompted him to register as a Democrat and kick back and back Kamala Harris. He said the incident involving Trump's staff at Arlington National Cemetery was the last straw for Jimmy McCain, the youngest son of the late Arizona senator. In an interview of all places, CNN, McCain said after last week's events at the cemetery, he registered as a Democrat, and he's going to be voting for Kamala Harris this fall. He thinks it's disgusting that Trump showed up, of course, at the Arlington National Cemetery. He says it's sacred. To use it as a campaign thing is just beyond beyond the beyond, and he doesn't think it's a good look, and let's face it, he would know because I believe it was his dad who knows something about campaign ads when it comes to Arlington Cemetery. Here it is, cut number 3. You take a look and let us know if this is a bit gratuitous.
Never forgetting those heroes with whom he served. Never forgetting those heroes with whom he served. He returned home, spirit unbroken, again devoting himself to his country. Navy officer, congressman, senator, taking on the establishment and defying special interests. And never forgetting those heroes with whom he served. Today, John McCain is ready to lead America into the new century. His mission to fundamentally reform government. More experience and more courage than anyone. Ready to be president and leader of the free world.
I swear to you that from my first day in office to the last breath I draw, I will do everything in my power to make you proud of your government.
John McCain for president.
using Arlington Cemetery.
John McCain has spent his life devoted to the military-industrial complex.
Yes, basically. And then finally, more campaign news, believe it or not. Guess who came out also for Kamala Harris? Not only Liz Cheney, not only Jimmy McCain, John McCain's son, but the one and only Vladimir Putin. Yes, you heard that correct. Vladimir Putin is coming out for Kamala Harris. Check this out. Here's cut number 2. Watch it for yourself if you don't believe me.
Фаворитом, если можно так сказать, был действующий президент, господин Байден. Вот его сняли с гонки, но он рекомендовал всем своим сторонникам поддержать госпожу Харрис. Вот и мы тоже так сделаем, будем ее поддерживать. Это во-первых, а во-вторых...
Раз завещали, значит надо, да?
А во-вторых, она так выразительно и заразительно смеется, что это говорит о том, что у нее все хорошо. Трамп, он же ввел столько количества ограничений санкций в отношении России, сколько до него ни один президент раньше не вводил. А если у госпожи Харрис все хорошо, то, может быть, она воздержится от таких действий подобного рода.
Или отменит их.
В конечном итоге выбор за американским народом, и мы с уважением будем относиться к этому выбору.
Yeah, so there you have it. Russian President Vladimir Putin coming out for Kamala Harris. Of course, trolling nonetheless, but he does make a point. He don't like those all those sanctions Trump put into place. So he probably is pulling for Harris. Yeah. He's invested enough money, or people in his country have invested enough money for Joe Biden. So they need a payout. They need a return. We'll see what happens. Hour number 1 done. Hour number 2 up next. Stay there. Man, that was a quick hour.
Yeah. Mr. V in the YouTube chat says, try to say Orion beer in a Japanese accent.
Orion beer? Orion?
Orion.
Orion?
Well, now...
Because the R turns into an L, right?
Yeah, so...
Orion beer.
Orion.
Orion beer.
I heard in World War II, if you wanted to know, if you heard something... And you want to know if the person was Japanese, you would say thunder, and they would have to yell lightning, because they can't say lightning without right ring. And I heard in Germany, you would yell lightning, and they'd have to yell thunder, but they can't pronounce it, so they would go thunder, and then you go, you have to shoot them.
So that's how you know if you can shoot them.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, you learn something new every day.
Writing.
Uh-oh. Game's over. Look out. Slick's going to lose his crap.
I don't have a good feeling about this year. I don't. On a lot of levels about the NFL. As far as success of the team, my teams, and I just don't. I usually feel good about the season, not this year. So maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. But I doubt it.
You're such an optimist.
You know it. I'm a realist.
All right, Kevin, you got some stuff for us? We'll come to you next.
Absolutely.
Do you want to do your article? You said you wanted to talk about it? Or no?
Do that?
It's up to you, man.
You know what? I've got this a friend of mine from PJ. We should probably, well, it's up to you guys, but this thing where the Alvin Bragg spokesman says, man, this thing is garbage. Yeah. You want to talk about that? Let's see what else. I got a ton of stuff.
Hi, live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Thursday night. Welcome to the program. Slick Rick is here with sports. Oddsmakers got kicked off tonight for the 2024-25 NFL football season. The kids got their picks in. We'll get an update on that in just a little bit with Slick Rick Sports. Kevin Downey Jr. is also here. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. I am bursting with news.
Yes, we'll get to that in just a few moments. Damon is expected to be joining us any moment, so we'll make sure his seat is warm and things are ready for that. But before we do that, let's kick it over to Slick Rick, get some quick sports in, get a game update as well with Slick Rick Sports, brought to you by Mike Lindell's MyPillow. Go to mypillow.com. And, of course, take advantage of using our code at checkout, LFS6B, at checkout. And take it away, Slick. What you got?
Let's get right to it. We got Thursday Night Football, the kickoff for the NFL. We talked about it earlier. We got the odds makers on the line. And what do you know? Newly acquired Derrick Henry, running back. He scored the first touchdown of the season for his new team, the Baltimore Ravens. He was formerly with the Tennessee Titans. And he had a 5-yard run. And Justin Tucker, of course, Mr. Automatic, made the kick. So they're up 7-0, 7:38 to go in the first. Chiefs have the ball. So, we're off to a roaring start, Aaron. Let's see what happens. I don't know.
Hey, let me ask you this, because I know people bet on different aspects of the game. Did anybody, do you guys usually bet on like stuff like that, like first touchdown or anything?
You've been on this show how many years? The only time we do that is the Super Bowl.
I'm just checking. Because that would have been an interesting thing. Be like, hey, first game of the season, who do you think is going to score the first touchdown, and what player is it going to be?
Yeah, no, we didn't do that. We only do that for the Super Bowl. So, how involved we want to get? We're not a sports show here. Far from it. And Arina Sabalenko, she actually did get the win over Emma Navarro earlier tonight, 6-3, 7-6. I had her losing that second set, but she actually came back and won it. They had a final there, and it was 7-6. So good for her. She is moving on, and Jessica Pegula getting ready to take the court in just a few minutes. She's going to take on Karolina Muchova. The men's semifinals are tomorrow night, so that would mean the women's semifinals will be Saturday at 4 p.m., and then the men will be on Sunday. I don't have the time yet on that, so we'll keep an eye on the Pegula match. I like to see her advance as well. Nice young lady. Americans really making a lot of noise at the U.S. Open this year, which is exciting to see. We haven't seen that in quite some time, so good stuff there. We've confirmed that Taylor Swift is there at the game. I see that now, but we'll see again what happens there. What else we got here? Okay, well. Alex Morgan, American soccer star and Olympic gold medalist, she announced her retirement earlier today, so she is moving on. That's pretty much a wrap in sports for now, Rick. I got a couple more stories coming up a little bit later for you.
All right, very good.
Oh, there you go, Aaron, with the update.
Aaron with the update.
The Chiefs have just drove it in. Look at that. She's got money on the line here, and that's good stuff. Just one time, I didn't even update it yet on ESPN. So there we go. Patrick Mahomes and X-Worthy had a right end for 21 yards for a touchdown. Very good. So 7-7 it is on Thursday Night Football, Rick.
All right, very good. So we'll be back with more with Slick Rick Sports in just a bit. Kevin Downey Jr. is here, of course. You can catch him daily on Long Island News Radio.com, and also follow him online at KevinDowneyJrShow.com. So what you got for us, KDJ?
Thank you, sir. Folks, as you know, our replacements are wreaking havoc on our nation before they kick us out. They are costing us $150 billion a year. Excuse me. They're taking over apartment buildings in Aurora, Colorado, and Chicago as well. Now, we know this is happening because the fact checks are out saying this is not happening, while we're seeing videos of it happening on Twitter and whatnot. But never mind all that. Check this out. This is from News Nation. Headline: Migrants struggle with receiving mail in timely fashion. So as our replacements are gutting us, they're not getting their mail on time, and this is what News Nation has decided is a pressing issue. Now, I say if you stop taking over apartment buildings, maybe you'll get your mail a little sooner. But check this out. All right, so read in my broadcaster's voice. More than 212,000 migrants and asylum seekers, those are replacements, have filtered through New York City over the past year, with 64,000 new arrivals from the U.S. Still living in city-run shelters. It's actually over that because they keep opening shelters every week. Although city officials say they've connected 70% of the migrants with taking steps toward applying for asylum or temporary protected status, migrants trying to find a new life in sanctuary cities like New York, Chicago, and Denver have expressed concern about receiving mail in a timely fashion. So don't you hate when you're beating the potato salad out of cops and you don't get that birthday card from your mom back in Guatemala? That's the worst day of your life here, when you sneak over the border. And that's from News Nation, who has nothing better to talk about than migrants getting their mail on time as they drive us into the ground. Now, speaking of drivers into the ground, Ricks, Kamala's bringing in this stooge from the UK. And she's a big globalist. She got this. She ran the campaign of this guy, the current Prime Minister, Keir Starmer. It sounds like a Nazi to me, but I guess he's English. So she's bringing this one in. Kamala's bringing her in. Deborah Mattinson is a senior advisor and strategist to the UK's Labour Party and has reportedly joined the Harris campaign, according to Politico. Why am I bringing this story up? Well, because this Keir Starmer guy, he's the one who's suppressing free speech and somehow got in. And not just like journalists and whatnot. They're going after the keyboard warriors. They've arrested 1,000 people since the rioting broke out. And by that I mean, so this guy kills 3 little girls, and they happen to be white, and he happens to be from Rwanda. And someone said, he's an asylum seeker, kill him. It turns out he's not. His parents were. He was born here 17 years ago. His parents were asylum seekers, so he's first generation asylum seeker. And so they said anyone who mentions it will get arrested. And so they're putting people in jail for memes. They arrested 1,000, I said. One of them, a 13-year-old girl who dared to be caught on camera kicking and punching the door to a hotel housing these new replacements. That's what I call them too, replacements. So, but I also see video that, look at this video I'm looking at. Asylum seekers, once again, beating the potato salad out of a couple of UK traffic cops. Now, I don't see them being arrested or anything because, as you know, these asylum seekers, well, 85% of these rapists were Pakistani Muslims. And so for about 18 years, the cops did nothing because they didn't want to appear racist, arresting the Muslim rapists. So they let it go on. And now we see they're putting natural-born English people in jail for daring to say, hey, what's with all these murders?
Yeah.
And that's coming here if Kamala wins, or if they can cheat her in. Again, I think they're going to keep the polls close enough. And I just saw something on, it was one of the dumb ones, like Vox or something, talking about how Trump is panicking after Harris surge. There is no Harris surge.
Right.
She's going down like the Hindenburg.
And there's no Trump panic. It reminds me of, you remember the walls are closing in?
Yeah.
Oh, the walls were closing in for 4 years. Never happened, did they?
Nope.
Not a wall changed sides. It didn't move. It stayed right where it was the whole damn time.
Yep.
Why? Because it's garbage. It's bull.
It is both of those things. It's at Polymarket. We're talking about that. That's this gambling site. They've got Trump up by 7 points. And they're the only ones who got to the 2020 election right, although I firmly believe there's some cheating involved.
Oh, sure.
And even Nate Silver is saying things do not look good for Kamala. So I don't see where this surge is. I don't think she may have gotten a little bump after Biden, Gropey Joe said, "Yeah, we're going to put her in." But have you did you see a post-convention surge?
No, there was no. And usually you get the post-convention bump, but how quickly was that stifled by RFK Jr. when he came out the next day, met up with Trump in Arizona, and declared that not only was he pulling out of the presidential race, he was joining President Trump and supporting President Trump. So that's what happened to that. I mean, there wasn't going to be much of a bump, I don't think, anyway, because it wasn't a great convention for the Democrats, as opposed to. And you even heard this from like the CNNs of the world, where they're like, "This was a great convention for the RNC."
Yeah.
Where they were admitting this went really well, but you weren't getting that from the DNC.
No. You know what? You know what really hurt them? Look, folks, I firmly believe independents decide these elections. when they announced they're giving away free abortions in the parking lot or something at the DNC.
That's disgusting.
My God.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm 58, and I remember when women got abortions, they didn't really go talk about it, wear T-shirts that says, I've had 18 abortions.
Right. Yeah, you don't use it. That's not part of your dating profile.
Right.
You know what? Don't worry about it. You can do what you want because I'm an abortion getter. That's what I do half the time of my life. I don't think that's a selling point. You're not going to swipe right for that.
No. Exactly.
So, you talk about that, but you also talk about the fact that it was, again, it's more of a beauty contest type of coronation. That's what they want to do. They don't want her to talk. Mm-hmm. They don't want her to debate. They're trying everything to get her out of this debate because I think they fear what happened to Joe Biden at the last debate in June is going to happen to her now in September. And then where do you go? What do you do when your boat is now you're basically sitting on the smokestack as your boat is sinking like that? Like, what do you do?
You call in the USS Big Mike.
But even that, because hasn't voting started in some states already?
Yes, if it hasn't, if it hasn't, it's about to.
So if they make the crazy move of saying, you know what? Oh my goodness, between now Tim Walz being a complete disaster. I don't know if they know what the word vetting means. To not know that he was going to be indicted and he had all these things hanging over him, that's kind of a bad look if you're trying to get noticed to be a VP. But what do you do? How do you replace a person who is now they've already voted for this person, right? How do you replace that on ballots? You can't. It's too late.
They voted for Biden too, and they replaced him. You want to hear something fun? In the state of Minnesota, where Tim Walz is from, Kamala was up 9.1. Now she's up 7.6. She's falling in Tim Walz's state.
Yeah, in his backyard, in his home state.
and might be on the table.
Yeah, and then out of the Daily Mail, Tim Walz's brother warns Democratic VP hopeful is not the type of character you want in the White House.
Yep.
The stories I could tell, he says. His older brother is one of the Democrat vice presidential hopeful. Jeff Walz says here he took to Facebook last week to share his concerns about his brother running alongside Kamala Harris. The married father of two was urged to throw his weight behind Trump and the Trump campaign by other Facebook users when he declared Friday evening, "I'm 100% opposed to his ideology."
Could be a problem.
Yeah, Jeff, the brother, lives in Freeport, Florida, with his wife Lori. He says it's a pivotal moment in history. I've thought long and hard about doing something like this. I'm torn between that and just keeping my family out of it. He said the stories I could tell, not the type of character you want making decisions about your future. He stated that he and Tim haven't spoken in 8 years, and
oops,
yeah, and that's it's just insane that his brother could be the next vice president. So there
insane.
you have it.
Well, did you see that picture of Trump yesterday with all those guys in the picture with him?
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, it was.
I especially love that. Do we still have that? Because that was awesome.
Delgado tried to get by with it,
What?
like we weren't going to catch it.
We almost slipped.
He almost slipped by with it.
He almost did.
Almost.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That was an authentic photo.
Hell. Gang's
Can't
over
wait
here.
to come back from break and see it again.
They probably deleted it.
Some good-looking people in there.
To just sit in the control room, but then
How was the game?
we are now 2-0.
Wow.
Hop Hog sucked.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not like, not as bad as Northport. But neither one was very good. So we have not really been challenged yet.
You will be, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure.
Now that you're here, you can do the reads.
Oh, Delgado's.
No, I got to go to the bathroom.
Delgado's driving the ship tonight.
Oh. Nah.
I'm not.
What do you mean? You got an interview at 9:32. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Holly Lucille. She loves you.
Oh, she does. She loves you.
Yeah.
Is that the liver lady?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Aaron, do we know about next Friday yet? Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'm free all day Fridays, but it doesn't matter.
Don't hold your breath for that meeting.
Oh, okay, thank you.
What am I doing here?
Okay, you rock. Thank you.
Slickster,
Yeah.
what's going on?
What's happening, Big D?
I got the Ravens plus 130 tonight.
Oh, really? Okay, well.
No points. I don't need the points.
Oh,
They're
well,
gonna win the
then you're
game.
not in the game here then. We're working on spreads here.
Rick,
Well,
you
no,
want
I took plus 130 though.
Okay.
I could have taken the points and made it even easier. I said I'll take it without the points.
All
So
right,
I think
well,
they're going to win the game.
I didn't know what you were doing. We didn't know until I saw it in the YouTube chat. They told me.
I said I'm taking the Ravens plus 130. No
Okay.
points. Don't need the points. What'd you take?
I laid the chalk with the Chiefs. We both did.
And what Aaron did? She laid the chalk too? Oh, I'm feeling better about my
Complicate
pick
things.
now.
We're just going right off the spread.
Huh?
We're not complicating stuff. We're going right off the spread. All spreads. We're doing points.
I know, but I took the underdog
I know you did.
plus 130.
I know. We're not doing plus 130. All we're doing
you
is
could have.
spreads.
I understand that, but you understand that's a tougher bet to take the underdog plus 130. I'm
well,
foregoing the points.
Either way, you're going to lose because
God, who cares?
the Chiefs are
Not
driving
gonna
for another
lose.
touchdown right.
You got the reads? All right, let me talk to you about our friends at Birch Gold. Did you know there's nearly $1 trillion of infrastructure and pandemic funds yet to be spent? That's right. There's a massive amount of money that a lame duck administration is pushing hard to spend in their last few months, and let's hope that it is their last few months. If Biden can push out these funds, we could see another prolonged inflation surge, just like during COVID. And I'm sure you remember the terrible effects that high prices have had and are still having on Americans. But there is hope. A surge in prices can be beaten. And the way you do that is a gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. It's the ultimate inflation hedge for your savings. To see how to protect your IRA or 401k, get a free information kit on gold by texting the word America. Send it to 989898. Plus, Birch Gold's special offer has been extended through the election. That's right, all the way through November 5th. When you make a purchase, Birch Gold's giving away free Trump silver coins. These unique collectibles depict Trump defiantly raising his fist after the attempt on his life. Don't miss your chance to own this one-of-a-kind piece of history preserved in silver coin. Protect your savings from Biden's spending spree and get your free Trump silver coins. Do it now. Text America. Send it to 989898. That's America. Send it to number 989898 and do it today. Well, you know, I'm a proud American. You're a proud American. And that means if you come after me or my family, I'll be ready. That's why I rely on My Patriot Supply. Their mega 3-month emergency food kit comes jam-packed with 33 varieties of filling and delicious foods. Not only does that include creamy chicken-flavored rice, old-fashioned Italian spaghetti, and savory, cheesy broccoli soup, but you'll also get a bonus protein kit with diced beef, flavorful chicken chunks, and 3 varieties of beans, plus 9 different fruits, vegetables, and snacks. All in all, this emergency food kit provides a whopping 2,500 calories per day to keep you well-fed and ready for anything. See, the way we see it, it's your solemn duty as an American to protect your family without waiting on handouts, and that starts with food you can depend on for up to 25 years. Go right now to MyPatriotSupply.com, MyPatriotSupply.com to save $300 on your mega 3-month emergency food kit. It ships fast and free. Go to mypatriotsupply.com, mypatriotsupply.com to save $300 on your kit. Go there now, mypatriotsupply.com. All right, 19 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. I want to thank the boys for holding it down as that was out my son's volleyball game, second one of the season. We're now 2-0, 2 wins. Won all 3 games tonight, won 3 out of 4 in the first match, so they're off to a good season. So it's kind of weird doing all this for the last time. You know, it's kind of, at least with him, she's a sophomore, but she's not playing sports, but just all of this stuff is for the last time. You kind of went through it last year, Delgado.
I went through it last year, yeah.
So you know what it's like.
Mm-hmm.
Basketball is going to be tough. When we get to basketball season, that's going to be tough to do for the last time. All these years of taking them around and going to practices, going to games, traveling and all this stuff, watching all these games, and all of a sudden it's like vamoosh.
Yeah, now it's over. Now what?
Now what? I have to spend more time with you guys.
Jeez, I hope that doesn't happen.
Oof. So, all right, well, there you go.
Maybe Delgado will take you to a prom next year.
What exactly color is that, Slick? It's a new. I feel like that's new to the show. Is it new?
No, I've worn this before.
Really?
I think I wore it once on the show.
I think he's worn it once before.
Maybe once.
Okay.
Yep. It's like a.
It looks great on TV.
Yeah, the color really does pop. It's like a lime green. Yeah.
I pulled the show up right at 8 o'clock to watch the opening, and I was like,
"Whoa,
whoa, Slick!
Look out!
Looks good."
There's a Jet game on.
Let's do some sports. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell. LFS6B is the code to use if you shop at MyPillow, and we appreciate when you do. And if you do, send us your receipt so we see you used our code, LFS6B. We'll send you a free T-shirt. Slick, what's going on?
All right, Thursday Night Football, Big D, first game of the year. And we are tied at 7, just entering the second quarter. Tied at 7, Ravens have the ball. Ravens jumped out to a 7-0 lead, but the Chiefs won and tied it, so keep an eye on that. We got the U.S. Open going on right now. Jessica Pegula and Karolina Muchova, they're playing at Arthur Ashe Stadium. This is the semifinals. This is to see who wins and goes on to play Arena Sabalenka, world number 2. Right now, first set tied at 1 there, so we'll keep an eye on that as well. We'll probably have one more report before the end of the night. Baseball scores: Pirates taking care of business against the Nationals, 9-3, top of the 9th there. The Rockies 3-1 over the Braves, top 9th as well. Middle of the 5th, Rangers leading the Angels 3-1. Padres blanking the Tigers 3-0, bottom of the 3rd, and I gave you these scores from earlier today, the finals already. Let's get to a quick story. Well, some sad news with that marathon runner that we had reported on yesterday, Rebecca Cheptegei, Ugandan Olympic marathoner. She actually passed away at 33 after that gasoline attack from her partner. This is Liz Rocher of Yahoo. Rebecca Cheptegei, a long-distance runner from Uganda who competed in the women's marathon at the recent Summer Olympics in Paris, has died days after being doused in gasoline and then set on fire by her partner, 33 years old. Cheptegei was attacked Monday at her home in Trans Nzoia County in Kenya. Police Commander Jeremiah Ale Kosium told the media that Cheptegei's partner, Dixon Edema, bought a can of gasoline, poured it over her during an argument, and then lit her on fire. That's absolutely insane.
What the hell is wrong with
story? And I know they did try to save her, but that burns obviously were just too much. So what a terrible story. I just had to get that in because I was following up from last night. So sad news there in the world of sports. Get some Charles Barkley stories now. He's actually coming out for Caitlin Clark. Just to paraphrase, Barkley said he feels she has been mistreated by the WNBA. They said he hasn't seen a more screwed up situation than how they've handled her. I mean, obviously she's the odds-on favorite for Rookie of the Year. If she doesn't win that, we know there's something definitely wrong. So Barkley is coming out for her and supporting her and saying that she needs to be treated better, more respect from the other players, and as well with the media. So good to see that story, but I didn't want to get into all that gobbledygook. But that's a wrap in sports. Big D, back to you.
All right, Slick, very good. We'll keep track of the game here. Opening odds makers bet, and opening full odds makers will be tomorrow night on the show. Man, I'm so excited about this. We're going to do it in segment 7.
Oof, we better.
We're not going to wait till the last segment. We're going to do it in 7 so we have time.
Right.
And then we have one segment left after that. So
that's a great idea.
I love it.
So we'll have more time to do it. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll have, of course, our first guest of the season, which I think this idea is going to be great. Get the audience involved.
Oh, definitely.
I brought up a wrinkle, though. That could affect the standings.
Yeah.
I heard you want to do like you're looking to do prop bets here in week 1.
Well, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
I'm mainly referring to Monday night because normally they bet Monday night. But they
No, we
usually
always
bet it
bet
on
Monday
Monday.
nights standalone.
Monday's like a Thursday, like tonight.
Right, it's a
Yeah.
standalone. But is that going to affect the overall numbers at the end of the season? Say the chat.
No, we're just going to keep track of the odds makers, the weekend odds makers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. The viewers are going against themselves. They're not going as far as coming back for the playoffs goes. They're not going against us as far as like how many. It's just whoever has the best record out of all the viewers that come back.
Yeah, exactly.
How many are coming back?
3.
What is there, 3 playoff weeks or whatever it is? I don't know. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Something like that.
Well, we don't have time to do news, but they've arrested now the father?
Yeah, we talked about that basically at first break because it was breaking just when we started the show. The father of the Georgia shooter.
And what is the charge?
4 charges of manslaughter, 2 of murder.
Holding on to him.
Yeah, to him. Turns out he was one when they were interviewed by the FBI last year. They talked to him as well. They talked to both him and his son about the posting about a school shooting. Who knows what kind of questions they asked and how in depth they got, but obviously not enough because let's face it, we saw what happened yesterday.
All right, live from Studio 6B, we'll do some more news with the boys when we get back right after this.
Michigan knew their kid had a son, or they knew their kid had a problem. It had been discussed at the school. They said he's got these behavioral problems. He needs to get in to talk to someone. And they said, "Nah, we're good." And they bought a handgun and left it. They said, "This will be your gun. You can."
So are they considering negligence to get to parents?
I think so. Yes, because
every parent who has a kid who could have mental problems, whatever, that has a gun, in history none of them have ever been held. How many cases like this where the parents have been held responsible?
I've heard of
it. Are there
before.
a lot?
Not a lot.
It's happened.
Like, what's the line? I guess what's the differentiating? Is it just pure negligence?
I think
laws,
I think if the parents know the kid has a problem, that's part of it, and then they make a gun available. That's a bigger part of the problem. Because the FBI interviewed this kid and his dad last year, and the dad said, "I don't leave my guns out. He doesn't have access to them." And then,
Mike, very nice comment. It was a great show till Damon showed up. Oh, wonderful! Thanks so much. So nice.
The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled that parents have a fundamental right to raise their children without undue interference from the government, but that right isn't unlimited. The government can impose certain responsibilities, blah, 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 civil liability in children's acts.
No more.
Criminal liability in children's acts. Parents typically can't be criminally prosecuted
and that's it.
For children's acts simply because they are parents. Certainly, if a parent participates or encourages the act, the parent could be charged directly as an accessory or co-conspirator. Laws vary from state to state. Types of criminal charges prosecutors might be able to bring: contributing to the delinquency of a minor, improper supervision laws, firearm statutes. Many states require parents to secure their guns and ammunition with resulting criminal penalties if they fail to do so. In some states, the parents can be charged with child endangerment for allowing a child to access a gun. It definitely varies from state to state. I think they're let's see, James. Here's parents of Michigan shooter. Here you go.
Wow.
First of its kind prosecution. I remember this. Yeah, the prosecutor held the parents of a school shooter criminally liable for their son's violent acts, November 2021. Attorneys for the parents argued that they couldn't have foreseen the school shooting and weren't responsible. Prosecutors portrayed Crumbley's as a neglectful mother, ignored warning signs about her son's mental health. Mr. Crumbley for failing to secure the gun used in the shooting. Crumbleys were sentenced to between 10 and 15 years in prison.
Wow.
April of 2024. Ethan Crumley, the kid, is sentenced to life in prison without parole.
All right, 30 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Thursday night. Man, this week feels like it is flying by. It's already Thursday, tomorrow Friday night, and then...
Well, we were off Monday, so that helped it a little.
Oh, that's maybe what it was, yeah. Feel like I'm a day behind.
Yeah, me too.
All right, well, let's do some news. News is brought to you by our friends at 7Cells, 7cells.com, 10% off if you use code LFS6B. Rick Delgado's got it. What's going on?
All right. Well, I don't know if you caught this, but I guess another win for Trump as the Trump trial stemming from Jack Smith's probe is going to be delayed past Election Day, believe it or not.
Yeah, can I tell you something? Well, you could do the story, and then I want to read Julie Kelly. Julie Kelly has an opposite opinion of what happened today. She says no good for Trump. But go ahead, and then I'll give you her side of it.
Federal Judge Tanya Chutkan will not hold the trial for former President Trump on charges stemming from special counsel Jack Smith's January 6th investigation until after the 2024 presidential election. According to the judge, Chutkan held a status hearing this morning at U.S. District Court, in which lawyers for Trump pleaded not guilty on his behalf related to the charges of the new indictment after the Supreme Court ruled that a president is immune from prosecution for official acts while in office. In an order, Thursday afternoon, Chutkan set deadlines for replies and paperwork from federal prosecutors and Trump's legal team for November 7th, which is after Election Day. So there you have it. The case, of course, pertains to Trump's alleged efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 election, blah, blah, blah. The new indictment keeps the prior criminal charges but narrows and reframes the allegations against the Republican presidential nominee after Supreme Court ruling that conferred broad immunity on former presidents. So
let me give you a little bit of what Julie Kelly said today, because the judge is... obviously has great contempt for the Supreme Court, and she's making no bones about it. Julie Kelly said a couple things today. Number one, she said, hearing in Jack Smith indictment against Donald Trump just ended. It is a travesty. The cameras are not allowed in federal courtrooms so the American people can see what an unprepared, intemperate, smug, and condescending judge Tanya Chutkan is. The public would be outraged at her highly partisan and aggressive handling of this unprecedented case. Chutkan, reversed by the Supreme Court and criticized by the Chief Justice for rushing her immunity order, came out swinging this morning. Not only is she clearly agitated by SCOTUS immunity ruling, it is unclear whether she even read it. On a number of occasions, she argued with John Lauro, Trump's defense attorney, about the elements of the opinion. Quote, "That's not how I read it," unquote, she said when misrepresenting what the opinion said. At one point during the discussion about mandatory appeal based on any other immunity decision she makes, Chutkan opined that, quote, "There will be a reversal on her future immunity order no matter what I do," unquote. That is a dangerous sign, Julie Kelly says. What Chutkan suggested is she will recklessly handle pending immunity questions related to Trump's comms with VP Pence because she feels SCOTUS will overturn her once again. At issue is SCOTUS determining those communications with Pence are presumptively immune, quote unquote. Chutkan said she didn't read it that way. That's what it said. A ruling that Trump-Pence communications are protected under immunity would torpedo this entire indictment. Smith already had to cut 9 pages of the original indictment because Trump's communications with the DOJ were conclusively immune. Further, those immunized conversations not only are barred from being cited in any indictment, the protected communications cannot be used in any stage of the investigation or prosecution. Chutkan, as she has said consistently since this case landed on her docket, emotionally emphasized that the presidential election will not affect her scheduling order, which she will file later today. She said today, "I understand there's an election soon. It is not relevant. The court is not concerned with the electoral schedule. It is nothing that I will consider." But her own words and actions contradict that assertion. She attempted to rush the proceedings, as soon as SCOTUS mandate returned to her court, so much that even Jack Smith had to ask for a delay for status report and hearing deadlines. Further, she is contemplating taking what even she describes as an irregular procedure, which is allowing Jack Smith to file an open brief to outline why he believes the existing indictment is not covered by SCOTUS immunity ruling. Trump's attorney, Laurel, strenuously objected to taking such an unusual step. Such a brief, he argued, would be enormously prejudicial, and noted that Jack Smith already filed the superseding indictment, and it's the defense's turn now to respond. Chutkan shot back that the defense would have plenty of time to respond to such a brief, which Smith's prosecutor, Tom Windham, said could be submitted in about 3 weeks. This is precisely the sort of shoddy, hasty work that landed Chutkan in trouble at SCOTUS to begin with. And then as far as the decision that you just referenced, she said, guys, this is not a win, that the J6 case against Trump is not going to be tried before the election. What Judge Chutkan did today by taking the rare, unprecedented step of allowing the DOJ to file this open brief on additional immunity questions is a way to put Trump on trial without a jury and with little recourse. Tom Windham, Smith's prosecutor, told Chutkan the brief would be comprehensive. The document will include grand jury transcripts, 302s from the FBI, and other cherry-picked evidence to salvage the big lie narrative as people start to vote. You can guarantee the DOJ will release new bombshells from this to put Trump on the defensive and create damaging headlines. This is going to end up being a paper media trial with no cross-examination, no defense witnesses, no due process rights. This is nothing to celebrate. That's Julie Kelly today.
Wow. Who knew? Well, I guess she did.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
And they're turning up the heat.
Well, they have to.
They have no choice. That's exactly right.
We were talking about it earlier. How the shine has come off the pig there. Nobody's celebrating Kamala Harris these days.
No.
There's no post bump from the DNC. There's no bump from the interview. There's the only bump is what she's hitting her head in. Right? She's just bumping along on the road, head right back down to where we saw her in 2020, where she had to bail out of her own presidential aspirations because she stinks as a candidate. I don't know what other way to say it. She just flat out stinks as a candidate, and the more you get to know her, the more you realize it. Even the Democrats knew that.
Yeah.
So.
All right, give me one more, Delgado, then we'll do some news with Kev.
Real quick, talking about Lawfare there, Manhattan's attorney office spokesperson says Bragg's case against Trump is nonsense. Did you see the secret video, Damon, on this guy?
I saw that it's out. I didn't really sit down and watch it.
Yeah, it's been obvious right from the beginning. I'm getting this from PJ Media that Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg's case against Trump was a half-baked melange of wild exaggeration and unwarranted conclusions with a legal sleight of hand, all in pursuit of allowing Bragg's fellow Democrats to sanctimoniously call Trump a convicted felon. In a refreshing twist, however, the top spokesperson for Bragg's own home base, the Manhattan U.S. Attorney's Office, has admitted as much, calling Bragg's case nonsense. As of this writing on Thursday afternoon, the poor fellow is not yet looking for new employment, but he may be soon. And this is from Robert Spencer over at PJ Media. Nicholas Bias, is it Bias or Bias? Is that how you say his name? I don't know. Who cares? He's going to be out of work soon. The chief spokesperson for the U.S. Attorney's Office says he didn't mean it to come out that Bragg was corrupt, politically motivated destroyer of the legal system. He did so in a private conversation with a woman who turned out to be an undercover operative for podcaster Steven Crowder. Instead of impressing his date, he ended up on Crowder's mug club, ripping into his boss in front of the whole world. The too outspoken spokesman has, of course, now apologized. He's trying to backtrack, but the damage is done. Bias showed himself, however, inadvertently to be capable of independent thought, and although he rushed back to the leftist reservation, pleaded to be allowed to remain there, his masters will probably treat him differently and cast him out into the darkness. It's incredible video as you see this guy admit that the Trump indictments are politically motivated. It's a perversion of justice. It reveals lawfare at the highest levels. It's basically all they wanted to do was be able to call him a convicted felon, and that he can't believe that they actually went ahead and did it. And he's known Alvin Bragg for about 15 years. So there you have it.
All right, very good. We'll do some more news before we wrap. We'll try to get some more news in, but let's do a little news right now with the host of the Kevin Downey Jr. Show, and that would be Kevin Downey Jr. What's going on?
Thank you, sir. So check this out, folks. As we said earlier, remember they put the Palestinian flag over the Irish capital to show their solidarity. Well, folks, that's how you know who the globalists are. If it's happening globally, it's the globalists behind it. Check this out. ESPN bans White Lives Matter for fantasy football team, allows Hamas Lives Matter. This comes from Outkick, and it says ESP Fantasy Football has banned teams from being named White Lives Matter, but allowing Hamas Lives Matter, blah, blah, blah. And it turns out ESPN has a number of banned words and phrases when you name your fantasy football team. If someone attempts to create a fantasy football team name with certain words on the list, it gets kicked out. But apparently, if you name your team after a bunch of homicidal, raping lunatics, that's okay. Because ESPN, and I think we've all known this, has fallen to the Marxists a long time ago.
Yeah. Disney owned,
Yeah, that's exactly. And I'm surprised that the mouse doesn't wear a sickle and hammer.
Or a burqa.
There you go. ESPN also prohibits several offensive singular words, including Nazi and other foul language. Outkick reached out to ESPN for a complete list of banned words, but did not hear back. Of course not. We're not going to give it. We're going to do whatever we want. So that's what's going on in the world of Marxism. Brought to yet another network here in the good old U.S. of A.
What's going on in New York City? Did you guys talk about that at all before I got here?
No.
With the FBI executing a search warrant at the seizing the cell phones of the NYPD commissioner?
No, I didn't see that.
No.
Yeah. That was next on my to-do list.
What do you know? Tell me what's going on. So what is happening in NYC? Something seems like something big's going on.
No one seems to know. So two of Eric Adams' aides got raided this week. And now the police commissioner. I personally think that
the police commissioner, the FBI showed up with a search warrant to go into his house.
Yes.
Pretty strong.
No one is safe. This is the Stasi, folks. I say this as someone who's completely non-suicidal, and my brakes are working wonderfully. But they're circling Eric Adams.
Last we checked.
They're circling Eric Adams. Keep in mind, he complained about the illegal immigrants. And remember, he got off a plane, and they took his phone, and he had to fly back. So I don't know what it is. They're being they're playing this very close to the vest, David. But it'll come out. But I think they're trying to scare him. But the police commissioner, that's
what's the alternative? There's got to be some motive here for Biden, Harris, and their DOJ to be going after Adams in New York City and all of his people. What that doesn't even that sound right to anybody that they would do that?
No.
He might be in on these no-bid contracts, the no-bid contracts that they're passing out for these replacements. Who's going to give us the hotels? Who's going to give us the food? Who's going to give us the debit cards? I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here. I can't see why they would want the commissioner of police in New York.
What's the ulterior motive here? There's something going on. Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the party, pal.
In his 538 forecast?
Yeah, I think Kevin mentioned it.
Did you mention that?
Yeah.
Nate Silver today?
Yep, but
it's getting so out of hand. He's got Trump at 60.1% and her at 39.7% for chance of winning.
Yep.
He just had her ahead like 6 weeks ago.
And I don't think this surge is too late in the game. If this had happened in June, I'd say, this could be that. This is early September, and by mid-October, if he still has it, he's going to take it home.
Yeah.
But like you said, they're going to bombard him with things in the headlines.
No, I'm good.
Good, thank you. Oh.
Battery parked. Yep. I was down to one bar, Delgado. It did work.
The ones over here are gone too?
It was 2 packs that were empty. Yeah. Yeah. Pizza Friday coming up. Come on. Pizza. Meatballs.
Well, your Chiefs had 2 chances to put this game away, and they keep kicking field goals.
I know Harrison Buck is earning his big contract.
Not great.
Keeping it close. That's the first game of the season. Chiefs didn't look that sharp during the preseason, but a lot of teams don't. They don't show their best stuff, obviously. But yeah, right. Chiefs. I mean, they could easily be up. They could be up 24 to 21 to 7.
You got more news, Delgado?
Sure.
Yeah, I got scores in just one story. The doctor.
Taylor's in the house, huh?
Till the 28th. Anything that's going on.
I know everything that's going on. 17, what is the hell is the time?
You don't even know what day it is.
13 to the hour. 13 to the hour. Live from Studio 6B on a Thursday night. Delgado's going to do some more news. Kevin Downey might have some more stuff, too. Slick's got a little more sports. We'll try to get to all 3 of them. Slick, I'll kick it off with you. What's going on?
All right, well, Chiefs just won up 13 to 7. Harrison Butker is earning that nice new contract he got. We love that man. He's a great Patriot. And it's 13-7 with 5:44 to go in the second
2
quarter.
trips to the red zone, 2 field goals.
I know. Looked like, the Ravens defense was pretty staunch there, but Chiefs are still leading and they're covering, so we'll keep it at that. And, well, let's get to the tennis world, Big D. And, well, my girl's not winning there. Jessica Pegula fell in the first set 6-1 to Karolina Muchova, who is not even ranked. So she's not even ranked in the top 50. So Jessica Pegula ranked number 6. She's got her work cut out for her. Second set just on the way. See if she can come back and win that. Sabalenka made relatively easy work over Emily Navarro. So we will see her in the final. And she awaits the winner of Pegula and Muchova. Baseball scores I gave you a little bit earlier. Not much has changed there. But I do want to get to this story. You know, this team, they changed their name, but perhaps they needed to change a lot more to create a better culture. This is the Commanders. They fire VP of content for comments on players and Jerry Jones.
That's the story we started playing yesterday, just before Charlie Kirk kicked on. Remember?
Yep.
I played the first clip. We had 2 clips.
He got canned today.
I saw this one coming a mile away.
Field level media reporting. The Washington Commanders fired their vice president of content Thursday, one day after his disparaging remarks about the team's players and others became public. The Commanders have suspended Rael Entine on Wednesday for comments he made to an undercover reporter for the O'Keefe Media Group. That'd be a good video, right? Entine said that Washington's players were homophobic, accused Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones of being a racist, and called NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell a $50 million puppet. The language used in the video runs counter to our values at the Commanders organization, a team spokesman said Wednesday. According to the O'Keefe Media Group, N-Team met with one of their reporters on a dating app and also twice at a restaurant. Boy, we've seen that story before, haven't we, boys? N-Team told the reporter that over 50% of our roster is white, religious, and God says bleep the gays. Their interpretation, I don't buy any of that. Another big chunk is low-income African Americans that come from a community that is inherently very homophobic. He said some players are dumb as hell and might be more susceptible to conspiracy theories if they get their heads knocked around a few times. As for Goodell, N-Team said, I don't think the commissioner of the NFL hates gay people, hates black people. Jerry Jones, who really runs the NFL, I think he hates gay and black people.
He said that too. I didn't get that part. We do have him talking about.
Oh, you have it.
The second clip that we didn't get to yesterday. If you want to play that,
I'd love to.
All right, here we go. Check it out.
Most of the fans, I would say, are high school educated alcoholics.
So they're like lower class people.
I hate to use that term. I would just say mouth breathers. I know, it's way worse.
He revealed that his job is to essentially operate, quote, state-run media.
My job is to sell hope to the fans, right? I need them buying tickets. When there's not much hope to sell, I still gotta dig deep to find it.
Why do you think there's not much hope to sell right now?
Because we had like pipes leaking sewage on our fans in the middle of the game. And I have to put out a social post saying like, it wasn't sewage water we promised. That is state-run media.
Our OMG American Swiper questioned Vice President of Content for the Washington Commanders football team, Ryle Entine, and his knowledge and opinion of NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, calling him a $50 million puppet.
What about Roger?
Oh yeah, he's a puppet, a $50 million puppet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So now he's the vice president of incontinent media because he's full of you know what. So, well, there you go, Big D. The Commanders changing the culture not so quickly. You know what? They should have kept the name and got rid of all the you know what woke mob that they have running that club there. That team is going to have some run there for a while. I feel bad for their fans. They got a lot of great longtime fans that deserve better than that.
Who do you feel worse for, their fans or the Chicago White Sox fans?
That's a good one.
13 and 131 or whatever they are.
Yeah, you feel worse for the White Sox fans, I have to say.
White Sox Stadium holds like 53,000.
Yeah, and there's about 300 people there.
I think the other night there was 400 people.
I believe it. I know, it's incredible.
Oh my God.
Oh man, oh boy.
All right, Slick, very good. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell. LFS6B is the code to use if you shop at MyPillow, mypillow.com/LFS6B for all the best deals for this audience. Let's do some more news. Rick Delgado's got it. What's going on?
All right. Well, I know you wanted an update on the Georgia shooting and the father. Well, it turns out the father, we mentioned earlier in the show, had been arrested. He's been arrested for knowingly allowing his son to have a weapon. According to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, Colin Gray is charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of second-degree murder, 8 counts of cruelty to children. He told investigators he purchased the gun used in the killing of 2 teachers and 2 students as a holiday present for his son, December of 2023. According to 2 law enforcement officials, and of course his 14-year-old son, when confronted by officers holding guns themselves, dropped his weapons and then confessed, saying, "I did it." So that's a quick update if you were wondering what was going on there, especially with the father.
And did you hear Kamala was all against cops in schools? She said, we don't want cops in schools, and
Yes.
it's 2 cops that brought this animal down.
Yeah, and probably saved a bunch of lives in doing so. I don't know if you saw this story. This one kind of got my attention. You might enjoy it. You might not. You could just tell me what you think. Certain gentleman got kicked off of a plane, Damon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he had a T-shirt on that I guess Delta doesn't like. Man kicked off a Delta flight for wearing a Donald Trump T-shirt with a "Hawk to a Girl" meme reference in it.
Oh.
Yes. Believe it or not, the gentleman was apparently kicked off a Delta Airlines flight for wearing a T-shirt depicting former President Trump flipping off the bird with sunglasses on and a reference to the viral "Hawk to a Girl" video. You can see that for yourself on New York Post.
D-plane.
He wore the black T-shirt showing Trump in American flag-colored sunglasses, holding up 2 middle fingers with the phrase "Hawk to a spit on that thing." written on the shirt. He was kicked off because of the shirt. He was allowed to get on the flight if he turned it around, which he did. And then once he got on the flight, he turned the shirt back to its original side instead of wearing it inside out. And Delta kicked him off the flight. So there you have it. According to Delta, certain conduct, attire, hygiene, and odor can create an unreasonable risk of offense and annoyance to other passengers, including T-shirts. So they'll kick you off.
Risk of offense says it all.
Yes.
That's the mark of the Marxist.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it.
All right. Kevin Downey Jr., anything else on your menu tonight?
Yeah, I got a good one. This comes from Salt Lake City. Headline: Will weapon detectors at Salt Lake High School disproportionately affect students of color? That's what they're worried about.
What?
Yep. The Salt Lake City School Board recently approved the use of state funds for a 1-year contract with security firm Pal American to staff machines, but there is a risk that students of color may be disproportionately affected by this. Now, someone said the only reason that a student will be stopped by the machine is that if it beeps, and this is independent of what the student looks like. But a couple of Marxists said, oh, hold on, we disagree. One said, I oppose it because the data shows that this type of hardening offers virtually zero protection against school-based violence. Not to mention, I'm worried that the the escalation of violence will continue specifically for people of color. So they're afraid that the metal detectors are going to. They think they're racist, is what they are. They think it's going to disproportionately affect students of color.
Yeah, the metal detector, you can actually set it for black.
Yeah, you can.
According to.
All right, as always, we salute our military, active and active police, firefighters, first responders, EMTs, everybody. All emergency personnel. Thanks, guys, on this show. Aaron Fran, great job. Oddsmakers tomorrow night. Let's go. We'll see you then, live from Studio 6B.